guys are lucky because I normally would help the kids or the children with their recipe, and I have lent them this document to help them with their recipe. So I'm going to give you guys this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alright. Now, the factory is noisy, so we can't hear each other. So I'm going to tell you what is happening. So when you go around and see things, maybe we can reach again and you can ask all the questions. Or if you were close to me or to these guys, we will try our best to share you all so you can understand. Now, sugar is not made in the factory. Sugar is made in the field. Good. Sugar is made in the fields through good cosmetic practices and good weather conditions. After the cane plant has reached, cane is a raw material in the factory, and after the cane plant has reached the full maturity age, that's about 46 to 52 weeks. Takes a lot to do that. About a year and over a year. After it has reached the stage of maturity, you will notice maybe trampling along, there's a flaw at the top. That tells you it is ready to be harvested. So what happens is that in the other countries, even in the Caribbean and the other countries, they detrash cane. But in Guyana, we burn it because we have a lot of snakes and wild animals and so on.
Which was the detrashing involved?
The detrashing is in that they use machine, like skeletons. They use harvester, and it cuts it mechanically, right? And then there's a big fan. The fan blows air, and the trash blows out. Yes, that's the way they detrash. So the born agains in Guyana, but whilst they've done that, they make the job of the housewives hard. Because all it does is in the house. So after we burn, then we have the harvesters to cut. So we do manual cutting, and we do semi-mechanized loading. The machine that does that is called bell loader. So you cut and drop, and the bell just pick it up and put it in the pots. Now, Guyana is the only sugar producing country in the world that transport canes in punts or barges. Unlike other sugar producing countries, they take it with trailers, put it in a trailer and then truck it around. So maybe because of that, Guyana as a country, they call it what? Many waters. But they're still there, they're not some to drink at times. Yes, so after cane having cut and loaded, then it comes to the factory. Well, we have small tractors take them through the waterways and bring them. Good. Now when you examine that cane, look at that piece of cane, you'll see that it has extraneous matter. Now, what kind of extraneous matter? There's little bits of roots, leaves, tops, and that on the outside. Good. Now we weigh the cane for two reasons. One is to pay the harvesters because they got by job work. And two is to tell you how much canes we are going to take into this plant for processing. That's what we do. Now, if you look now, let's say you guys eat cane, right? Yeah. Now, the cane, I talk about the extraneous matter on the outside, but I'm going to tell you about the extraneous matter on the inside. Now, on the inside, it has sugar, when you taste it, non-sugar, right? Dirt, that's mud, fiber, and water, right? Dirt, fiber, and water. So what we do in the plant now, in the factory, we eliminate all of these. As we eliminate them, we concentrate this juice, or in the cane, to something called syrup. And then we process it. Right? Anyway, let me not confuse you. I'm going to come back to the start again. So after we weigh the canes, we have to prepare them for milling. So after weighing, it drops into a carrier. And a carrier is something, well, you'll see it, where the canes travel and go to a knife. Now we have two sets of knife, heavy duty knife. Maybe when I talk about knife, you remember a kitchen knife. But these knives are on a long shaft, and the blades are very long, and they spin at 540 reps per minute. And they rupture the skin, the cells. Now we need the skin, when you eat the cane, as you said, you need the skin, you need all the sweet lies there, or the sucrose in solution that lies there. So what the knife does is to expose these cells. Right? And in these cells, when you look, it is called, that's what we call it, fiber. Good. So after it passes through the number 1 mill, then one knife, it goes to the number 2, where it is done for the preparation. And these are small bits. They're small bits now. And we take, the guys take sample, and they analyze it in the lab. Now, what they're looking for is the PI. The PI means preparation index, how well you prepare the skin. Now, the more or the better you prepare the cane, is more extraction you're going to get. The more you're going to get the sucrose from the skins. After finish preparing the skin, it goes to the mills. We have two crushers, large rolls. I mean, not as much large like Albion and the skeleton, but large rolls. Now, what the purpose of that is to crush, reduce the bulk density, right? Reduce the bulk density and start to reduce that fiber now. And the lab will take a sample that we call pressure bricks. That's the highest or the best bricks, right? Then, now, just use it as an imagination. You guys in our cane juice, you see the cane juice mill? It's a basic principle we pass through, and a guy turn the stuff. Well, now they have a cool technology, they can motorize now. So, just imagine that. So from the crusher, it goes, we have 4 mills, a crusher and 4 mills. So you go to number 1 mill, the number 2 mill, number 3 mill, and the number 4 mill. Now all this process is to reduce and squeeze as much as possible. Now in that process, we add water to wash this sucrose. And that water is called compound inhibition. We weigh the water. We weigh the cane, we weigh the water. Good. Now all the different juices that is mixed in the mill, that comes in the middle bed, it goes from the middle, it goes at the bottom. And it is called mixed juice. Right? Now the juice from there, from the middle bed, is pumped to a scale. We call it the weigh juice scale. So we remember, we weigh the cane, we weigh the water, we weigh the juice. Now we're going to take that juice into the process. Now remember I said earlier that it has dirt, mud, whatever. And it's also low in pH. It's about, the juice comes in with about 4.5 to 5.5 acidic values in pH. Now we're going to start the process. We're going to start to heat it up. It passes through a series of juice heaters. Now, what are they? They are tubes, long stainless steel tubes. They have 2 tube plates, and they have the steam coming in, and the juice goes in between and boil. We're going to heat them up in these 4 juice heaters, and when they reach the last one, it will boil under pressure. That means it will go to 220 degrees Fahrenheit or 105 degrees Celsius. Because 212 is boiling point, right? I was school in 1976, so I remember. Yes. Now, in boiling point, now we got to take it to another stage. We got to take it to the clarified stage. And that stage, or vessel, is where now we're going to separate the clear juice and we're going to remove the mud. Now, remember we're boiling under pressure. So you can't take that into the clarified to the boil. So it goes, the juice goes into a tank, a flash tank. Maybe on your way coming, you see some white smoke blowing. Well, that's what the flash tank does. Is to reduce the temperature, is to reduce the speed, and there are air pockets to reduce that. So the juice will then go into the clarifier slowly. And we add something called super fluff. Super fluff is a food additive that is manufactured in England. Now what that does, that comes together like my fist. It brings the mud together like my fist. And as the mud comes closer, right, it settles to the bottom. And the clear juice rises at the top. Right? Hello? Okay, Harry.
We will check.
Yes. So the clear juice, now good. That's what the soup does. So the mud will go at the bottom. And we'll take that mud and we will take it to a station called the filtration station or the filter station. Now, what that does, when we remember we left, we take a juice from it. Now, I'm just going back now to the fiber now. After removing the juice, the fiber, as it leaves the mill, is called bagasse. Now, you have some small particles from it that we take from them and mix it with the mud. We mix it with the mud to form porosity. And on that filter, we add water to it. So we're going to wash more sucrose or more sweet from it. And that juice, we call it clear and cloudy juice, it goes back into the process. And the mud from there goes into ponds, and they're being taken to the back dam, where they're being added to the fields. Because when they do the manure and whatever, it is rich in phosphates. So it goes back to the field, it starts to back to the soil. So that's where that goes. It goes back as a fertilizer. Now, after we get rid of it, right, we have the clear juice now. Now, the temperature of the juice in that clarifier is 210 degrees because we don't want it to boil. We're going to boost it up back because we want fast processing. So we're going to preheat it back to 240 degrees. Right, 240 degrees. Now, the next stage where we're going to go now is we're going to the evaporator station. What we're going to do there, remember we added water in the mills, we're going to take it out now. We have to take it out. So now when I'm going back a little to the mills now, the bagasse is used to generate steam. Now, the basic principle of the boilers is like a pressure pot. In the pressure pot, you put water and you put heat in it. And when the boiler is the whistle at the top uses steam. Now that steam goes to the turbines and it turns around, and that turns an alternator. Right? Now this basic principle is like a bicycle generator. You turn the wheel turns a small magnetic, and then the magnet with the magnet turn the coil and generate voltage. That's basically. Now that goes we use that to satisfy our low demands. Right? We use that to satisfy our low. We use that about 1600 kilowatt we use per hour. I'm coming back to the process now. Now, the steam that goes in the turbine, the turbines utilize the main steamer, right? And when it utilizes to give up that energy, it gives out something called exhaust. As it takes the prime steam, it gives out exhaust. So that exhaust now, all the turbines and all exhaust comes to the #1 evaporator. When it goes to the #1 evaporator, it comes as 15 pounds steam. Now 1 pound of steam evaporates 4 pounds of water. So we have 4 vessels, so we call something an evaporator coefficient. So whatever we generate here, it goes down the line. Now that evaporator also bleeds steam for the juicy parts, right, by serving on it. And then it also bleeds for the pans, because we're gonna recover, we're gonna make the sugar now. Right? So we're going to take out this water. Now, when you start to evaporate this water, when it reaches the last stage, we'll have something like about 65 bricks, or what we call density. Now, there's more water to it than that. Okay. Now, but after we've done that, we have something called syrup. We're going to make some sugar now. Now, let me give you a little break to see you're very curious. You eat sugar every day. You ever thought where it comes from? Where crystals come from? We don't think. Bring some story to me, Divine. You got some story? Bring some. What's that? We take 5 pounds of sugar with 2000 ml of ventilated spirit. We put it in the water mill when you pass all day. We spin it 8 hours, 4 hours, right? And we the ball roll stuff.
They show it. Break up the grains of fine and store ice cream in that.
Right? We dissolve all the crystals in a solution. Right? That's where the crystal you show, that's where it comes from. Feel it, you can touch it. So don't wash your hands and you no problem.
Do you
don't do that?
just sugar and method. Yeah, just sugar and method, no 4 hours. And keep spinning it. Green and break up to find that.
We gonna take, we make 3 grades of sugar. We make an A grade, we make a B grade, and we make a C grade. We're gonna come to that, but we're gonna take this syrup, we're gonna take it into the pan, and we're gonna concentrate it, right? We're gonna concentrate it to a point of super saturation. At 82 to 84 bricks is super saturation. Super saturation will tell you when the solution cannot go no more. Other grains may form, but we don't want that. We want the control grains. So we're gonna take about 450 or 800 ml of that slurry, we call it, and we're gonna inject it into the pan. And we'll be going further. 84 to 82 to 84 bricks. We are heading for the point of supersaturation. What the sugar miner will do, right? We'll take the sample, and you will look at it. There are indications so you'll notice, right? Because when it's a good question, when you apply that slurry, in 3 minutes you have to get crystals. And if you don't have it, I mean, inject the slurry 2 hours. Right? So you have to be spot on. So we're going to inject these crystals inside. Now, these crystals, they are from a nuclei. They will be like, when you start to see the crystals, they will be like nimble or a pinhead. They're so small. Right? So small. So now, what the sugar it does, you will start to look at the amount he needs. When you see the amount he needs, he will destroy the rest. Or what you call check charge. You see what you need, destroy the rest. And you're talking about 10 billion crystals. Right? Now, you're going to take that and you will start to grow them. You will grow baby when you're small. You start to grow. And as you grow with the purity syrup, you start to grow. So it will grow and develop. Now, within a short period of time, it will reach to a size of about 3 mm. 3 mm. Now, what they will do, they will make more cuts. Cuts mean they will go within different batches. You give another pan some and start to grow them. Right? Good. Now, once you grow them, it will be to a point of 0.6 mm. Now, that's a normal size. So what they will do now, they will concentrate it. We call bricks it up. We bricks it up, concentrate it. And then we will discharge it. Now, the sugar is going to, is massive in the pan. It's massive, right? And then we will discharge it. And after the discharge, it will go to the centrifugal. Now we have 2 sides. We have a high grade. Let's talk about the high grade. Now these baskets, when you go on Coney Island, well, I've been somewhere East Coast, you get a breast drum or something. You've been on the side, and then this thing will spin from the bottom and then you come up. Now that speed is 1500 reps per minute. So when I've been on there, suddenly we feel somebody vomit or something get out. You got to get guts to go up in there. Well, the basket spins at 1500 reps per minute, as you will see. So what happens there? In the massacre, their molasses are in here. So the centrifugal force pushes away the molasses and the sugar remains. Now those baskets are the robots. You just program them. But they're old robots. They don't have so efficient. They work for you. You program them and they work for you.
The crystals along with the molasses.
Now watch. You get a glass. You can put it on a glass. Down the slide. Yeah. So, yes. So they
Yeah, something
spin.
to do, man. Don't frighten this thing.
No, well, if you eat sugar, as the sugar come, you don't know.
This is original farm sugar.
Everybody touch it, or nobody go into the factory.
Get some molasses though. Let you get molasses. That's all.
It's a crystals alarm. Yeah, you could. Eat it.
Yes.
They're kind of difficult, so able to observe.
I know how to do it.
Watch out,
Yeah.
here. You think you also because you gotta cook, and you know in next year we gonna can our bottle molasses. Yeah. Now you know. All right. Let me go back. Maybe you guys cook or don't cook. Come in and study school and cook, right? Now, when you cook, right, cashew, the real cashew comes from Peru, cassava. But when you're home and you don't have cashew, what you do? You reverse the process. The process I'm telling you now, you reverse it. You take the sugar and you melt it. Now, here you're telling you how to make it, but then you melt it, you reverse the process, and you get the cashew. Good. So we are separating the molasses now from the massacre. Let's say call it e-massacre. Now that massacre, right? Will massacre will make e-molasses will make a B massacre, and the molasses from the B will make a C. Right? Now the A and B we use it sugar we send for export. Right? Our largest market is the European Union, where we supply the whole GuySuCo 165,000 tons a year. Plus, we have about 30 to 40 tons that we sell and supply to the local market. We bag and we supply to region 5 and 6. Right? And come maybe next year, we're going to do some bagging high front. So that's what we're going to do. Our sugar goes to the small ships here. Maybe when you're passing, you see them. Maybe when you're going out, you're going to see one. We are loading one right now. They will travel out and do the demarcation terminal. Yes, we pass. And larger ships, taking 12,000 to 15,000, that goes to Scotland, in England. That's where the refinery is. And they go to what they do in the refinery, they melt back all the sugar. Right? They melt back all the sugar. And they make small crystals, or what we call white sugar. And that white sugar is sold back to us at 6 times the price.
So why you don't
Well, that's why we've thought of the idea to build a skeleton too. Right? Well, as a production manager, not a technical man, to fix it. Now, if we can, or when we can harness that, that will drop the price. Let's say you pay a small amount of price, and the cost of living will go down. Because remember, the confectionery plants, everything needs the sugar. Because your turbidity tells you how much. So, right? So that's where we sent to them. That's and they sell back to us. And if you go back at a little history, that's where we our forebears, and all of us now have copper. Now, when we were England was there looking after the industry. They take our forebears as slaves from Africa and from India. They only use the word as indentured. All the same slave, and slavery still exists. Because let me say, use me for example. I wake up 3:30 in the morning. I go to bed at 8, 9 at night. I'm up at 3:30 plus. When the plant stop, I have to know. So that's where I work. I work very hard hours, because when you're running a production line, you don't have Christmas, and we are heading right up to Christmas now. Because we have to make the target. No, the target is this: once we make the sugar, there is revenue, then your lecturers, the doctors, the police, everybody will have a good Christmas. The taxes that we pay is what? We are the only persons in this country that earns foreign exchange. Now you might say gold, but gold is a small one. Half of the gold that you see here is the other half that goes the other way. But we don't have anywhere to hide any part. Everything goes to the ships and overseas. Now, besides that, the sea mass equipment, we have our centrifugers, we have 3 continuous machines, and they spin at 2100 revs per minute. Now, when they spin there, we have something, the sea mass equipment really cover something called magma. Right? And the molasses, we call it the molasses, final molasses. But when we export that, and that goes to DDL, DIH, it goes to the Caribbean, it goes to the UK, and where they make rum. And how they make it, simple business. You bake cake, right? You bake bread? Or what do you do to make the bread rise? Ah, good. So they add yeast into the molasses and water, and it's there. But what that will do, the yeast in that case will spoil the molasses. And when you have milk home, right? And when the milk spoil, what do? You throw them out and take the rest and boil it and so on. So good. So they trap the liquid now in this case. They throw away the solid, trap the liquid, and send it to the distillery where they distill it. And you get the concentrate we call high wine. Right? But nowadays you don't have to buy high wine because then girls can go tap the table and high wine. You can go buy it, you can go tap the table and wine like a high wine. Yes. So what the blenders do, they have the concentrate. They take the rum and put it in the oak barrels, and they look at the timing. Now they never give you a 10 year. For 10 years, they never give you a 5. What they do, they take 3, 2, give you a 5. 5, 3, and 2, give you a 10. Right? Good. And then they have the concentrate. Now years ago you have a lot of syrup concentrates. Even now the market, I think, more concentrate and so on. So you just add, and then after they make that blend, and send it to the bottling plant, make rum. So that's where we sell our molasses. And the magma now, we use that as an artificial footing. We take it back into the house and we add syrup to it, and we make developed grains. Now it is so hard to make a granulation all the time, because what happens, you take it up and you have to concentrate it. Remember to 82 bricks. So you, and remember you have to grow it also. So that low grade sugar will have reasonable size grain, and we keep processing it like that. Any questions so far? What I've said is so sharp, but when you go, you will see all long tips.
So how long would the process take, well, from harvesting to the finished product?
It's a continuous process. And when I say continuous process, in that from the time let's say we start, our throughput is 118 tons cane per hour, right? So let's say we take 118 tons for the shift, 118 times 8. Right? Yeah, sure. 9, right? So times 24. So we're gonna take all those for 24 hours. Now these guys here, they're gonna samples will be taken every hour, and they with their team will analyze all that has been happening, and they record it on an analysis sheet. Every morning when we hear these numbers are plugged into a spreadsheet with our formulas, and then we'll generate a report to say that we've ground X amount of cane, we made X amount of sugar with a TCTS. Now what is a TCTS? That's the important figure for the finance people, right? Now what does that? It says how much tons cane you take to make a ton of sugar, right? And that's a big question through this. How much tons cane you take to make a ton of sugar, and that based on your recoveries is how much we recover, right? We recover from the gains coming. Well, we've done. I mean, I've been here 2 years, nearly 2 years now, and we've done like 12. Well, we're still running.
compared
Right.
to scaffold?
No, scalene, well, you see, scalene is a large factory where scalene throughput is about 450 tons cane per hour. But what happens? If you don't get your throughput up, now there's something called VGI, born into grinding interval. From the time that cane burns, it died. So you have to take it into the plant. And quickly you take it into the plant, you're going to recover. Right? And the best recovery is between 24 to 40. Well, if you get it before 24, it's so good. But remember, the factories here, and like those are, let's say, like those are, they had a factory way down Providence. So after technology started to change, and then people started to change. When I say people started to change, let's say our foreparents, they worked in the industry, but they always tell themselves that our children, or my children, would not do much. So that's really investing all of you to go to the university to get higher education. And when you get your children, you can't tell them to cut cane. They want to wear the good, you smoke dope. They want to wear the good, you smoke dope. So this, what is happening here, during those days when girls, you can't get a wash pot and make children, no time change. They can't wash pot now, they can't make children, they can't wash napkin and wear pampers. Right? So time change so much. Right? And in that, when we live in Demerara, you go change your bike. If they get 1,000 eating place, 2 o'clock, all things sold out. So then you get tired of food, so you can't cook. Alright, well, the money come here, you was going to share the money, or my friend or whatever, you have to come with the money. So we have a problem with labor. Now, we are not alone. Now, like in India has about 420 factories. Here we just have 8 or 10, right? And the Indian government has signed an understanding with Mr. Bill Gates to manufacture their stuff on laptop computer. At that time it was 2,100 US. Now, Mr. Bill Gates didn't want to give up the contract. So the Indian government took him to court and they win the case. So India, when India win the case, China get a break. And all these, you know, iHear or Apple, they start to manufacture computers now. See, computers is so cheap. And you'll find for Christmas, you can buy something more. Because the guys start to line up Black Friday, they start to buy. They buy everything out. Yes. They had about 400 people lined up in a line, you know, they start to buy. But what happens when they come to Guyana is our own people punish us. They have a little or not now, $1 or they net $60. And when they come, they boost it up. Yeah. Now there's a next set of technology, computer coming in the market, when they remove all those stuff. But now what happens in India? India had to close on 40 factories because all the cane cutters, they gone to Mumbai. Mumbai is the largest city like Georgetown. So no matter what cane in India no more. They're going to start picture. India used to make 720 movies. Now India make about 2,000 movies now. And the biggest money there will be on Scampan. So me know me start right? Because this Scampan I get to hold the girl more, the girl will tell you, you have to hold me properly. And I haven't touched the girl, so you have to hold me properly, or you can myself. So that is, you understand? I make a joke there. So now, the largest producer like India got its own problem. Now India, they don't have people to pick coconut. When Mr. Obama went to the tourage, they had to hire people from Dominica and other places to pick up the coconut before he knocked people here. Yes. So India, they get their own worries. Then they get people. So what about countries like us? So the largest producer, India, well, China had flood, Australia and Queensland they had flood and so on. So you know, sugar is scarce. Then if you read in the papers, Brazil lost about a couple of million tons because of fire and so on. So that's where the problem is. We're running neck to neck because we're not having labor, but we're trying to invest in machinery. But what the other problem facing us is the weather. We cut all the trees and do all the things. We destroy God's earth. So the tree got to come, the bee got to come live with us. Where the bee got to live? We destroy the forest. So if the bee got to come, they got to live with us. So we're facing another challenge,
And
right? But hopefully we'll make it, man. You know, one of the things with Guyana is so blessed. When I'm door closed or window open. Yes. But the only thing, whatever is up, we don't have because of politics. If you have your business, man or woman, and you come with 500 million or billion, you need to have your money back. You can't blow your money here and don't have your money back. It's big, it's investment. So when you hear the politician one day, then they go and they laugh, and next day they fight, you go on for the investment. But let me tell you this how it works. I used to go drink in a place between a chap named Archie, between Chetamargo and Success. Right? And when the politician with it, they might laugh and gaff. And when the man put that in TV, you want to make proper post up, you know. Sit down there. So anything the politician wants to talk, they bring the media. Anything they want to quarrel, bring the media, you know. But when I don't sit down and gaff and drink them, then I bring media there. So you got to sit down and think like them. They're my friends, but it's their job. It's their job to make all the nice. But the other thing is that any decision they make, they affect our lives. Whether right decision, whether wrong decision, whether no decision, they affect our lives. So what we end up with now, you're gonna go, you get your education, but there is no job. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go see Canada, American album and what. So they will reap the benefit. Very good. As usual. So anything? Any questions so far? No, you will look. I was looking at the TV with Egan. It was 2000 or something. People graduated from Turkey and the Borbis campus. There was a lot of students there. All right, let's go. How much? Yeah, sure. Go.